What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. E-HeroesForged coming to y'all with another video discussion today. I want to talk about, is Yu-Gi-Oh boring? Are Yu-Gi-Oh players bored with Yu-Gi-Oh? And I'm looking at videos and I'm watching stuff on YouTube, and all I keep hearing is the meta needs to change, Yu-Gi-Oh's boring, people are going to Edison, yada yada yada. I don't think Yu-Gi-Oh in general is boring. I think Yu-Gi-Oh players are bored with the competitive format-ish. I think not enough people play what they want to play. People are playing decks that are competitive, and I mean, at the end of the day, you want to be competitive, but they lose the element of fun, and I don't find that being appealing, I guess. I mean, I'm a Heroes guy, so I win some, lose most. So, but for me, it's all about having fun, and I like to win, but at the end of the day, I'm not like losing sleep at night because I'm not competitive. I want to win. Hell, sometimes I get triggered, and if I lose, I get mad sometimes, but that's neither here or there. I mean, but outside of that, I'm not bored, so playing a meta deck sucks sometimes, but if you don't do your research and you don't follow up on what the current meta is, you're gonna lose. And I think people aren't bored. I think they're tired of losing, and they're tired of having to put money into like to their decks or whatever. It's expensive to play this game. I went and played meta for one format, and I realized playing strictly meta is not for me personally. And I think that most people fall into that trap, and I personally didn't like it. So I went back to Heroes and whatever other rogue deck I want to play, but I play the decks that I love and the decks that are fun, because at the end of the day, you're having fun with your boys, you're building new relationships, it's a hobby, it's something that should relieve you of stress, not stress you out. Now if you do this for a living, which not many people do for a living, I don't see how you're going to do that unless you're really, really popular on YouTube and you win a lot of YCSs, go to Worlds, unless you're Jesse Cotton or Triff, whatever, you're not doing this for a living. Sorry. But I think everyone needs to take a step back. Like I watched like Rogue Hero today talking about it, Yu-Gi-Oh, is Yu-Gi-Oh boring or something, and I see where he's coming from, as far as seeing people coming in with Edison and compared to modern Yu-Gi-Oh. I don't think that's the case. I don't think people prefer one or the other. I do think one is more fun than the other. So I think that might be the direction that conversation needs to go. Not, oh, I'm bored of modern Yu-Gi-Oh, I'm just going to go play Edison. Edison can be the same shit. It doesn't matter. Like, you're going to have sweats no matter where you go. You just have to be able to just go in, have a good time. And if you're with your normal crowd, then I think that is the way to go. On the other hand, I think Yu-Gi-Oh players are never satisfied. Besides the people who are chasing, I guess overpowered decks or something, like if they want support. Okay, so take me as a hero player. Heroes get support all the time. Hero is not bad. Okay? Now, I can see from like that perspective that it's like, hey man, like we just want to be able to have one card that competes, like we still have nothing that can get around Nibiru. Unless you draw the magical cross-out designator, you're not really doing anything. It's like, yeah, these new masked hero monsters are coming out, but they're going to make chaos, but chaos doesn't negate Nibiru. So it makes the deck better, don't get me wrong, but it doesn't move the needle. It's like comparing that to Dark Magician. Now, I think Dark Magician is probably the most shafted deck in Konami as far as Yu-Gi-Oh goes, and because Like, they get support, and it's horrible. Dark Magician player support is horrible. At least heroes can spam out some things. The only difference is we don't have a Dragoon type monster. You know, like if we had something to get Dragoon on the field and have something as an Omni negate for anything, then yeah, heroes would be busted. But if Dark Magician had something to get their stuff going a little easier, some more one card combos, you know, spells and fusion spells that actually are good and don't lock you into things, you know. But instead of doing that, you know, their tri-pack is going to be splashed into other stuff. You know, it's not just Dark Magician support. So Konami definitely dropped the ball on that. But not to get too far off topic, I think modern Yu-Gi-Oh is not boring. I think it's just how the meta shifts, and I think it is going to a better place because you have decks now like Orcus that are making a rise again. They're just splashing it in Mizurugi or whatever, however you want to look at that. You got Sky Striker coming back. You know, you got Punk, and you know, you got Vanquished Souls coming, and like there's a lot of good things happening for the game. And you know, they're gonna get more good stuff coming. You know, and not everybody plays Heroes, Dark Magician, or whatever. You know, but eventually a deck will get more support. So I do think it's more of a patient waiting game. But I think in the meantime, you know, right now while you got Worlds going on, play something you love. I mean, play something fun. If you want to play OTK Numeron, play it. You know, like it doesn't matter. You know, go have a good time. You know, like if someone doesn't like a stun deck, fuck them. Like, I don't understand the problem there. You know, like people will shit on a certain deck and they make players not want to go play stuff they want to play. It shouldn't be like that. It should be pretty open. It should be inviting. You know, like, don't get me wrong. If someone sits down in front of me and I see like Salamangreat, or if I see like Runic, you know, I'm just like, I'm in for a long day. But at the end of the day, I'm playing the deck I love, and that's all that matters. And I think that's how it should be for everybody else. But I want to know what you guys think. I want to know if you think modern Yu-Gi-Oh is dead. Is Rogue Hero right? You know, is Edison the more desirable game to play right now? You know, like are we losing players because of the game just being stale? You know, like, do we need like a ban list today to shake things up? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. I appreciate you guys for watching. I'll see y'all in the next one. Have a good day, guys.